Alright, we don't even have an intro.
We're matching.
Oh shit.
It's to map it out.
Map, okay. Oh, you're talking on the floor here?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Do it again.
Because we're jumping onto the van life, here are some tips and tricks that we have learned, that we have.
I meet up with a cappuccino connoisseur like Jerry versus the, you know, $6 extra large Waka Flocka Hippo thing.
Okay, so what else did you just say? So you want to live in a van. We have established 10
Tips.
easy to remember tips and points that you can watch this video over and over again. That would be awesome. For things that you need to think about before purchasing your van and once you get started. So this is something that we've come up with from what we've learned in the last couple months here of really cracking down on some numbers and thinking about all the different scenarios that we might get into or that other people may be thinking of getting into.
So the first thing to do would be to write out all of your expenses that you spend during the month. So groceries, rent, car insurance or car payments if you have that too, gas, kind of all the things that you spend, phone bills. Write them out so you can kind of get a detailed look at what you're spending per month, and maybe you can see where you can cut down.
The biggest thing with budgeting is coming up with that sweet number that is basically what you can live with every month. And then you're going to have to calculate a little bit of gas money that, depending on how much you're going to be actually driving your van or RV. So you'll want to kind of do some rough estimates to how much you're going to be driving, or if you're not going to be driving at all, just try to bring in some numbers with the gas.
A tip for this is kind of like just do a big full spring cleaning throughout your house. Get rid of things that you don't use, products like especially for girls, like any
Old makeup,
cleansers or anything, or even go through your pantry and find a lot of things that maybe have expired that you don't realize that you can just toss out. Also, another good tip to do for clothes wise, sort out your clothes into 3 piles. So have a donate, a keep, and a maybe pile. And your maybe pile is things that you might wear but you're not sure if you want to give them away yet or if you're going to keep them. Go back to that pile in a week and check and see if you've worn it, or if you feel like you're not going to actually wear it, then just give it to the donate pile and donate it to Salvation Army or Goodwill or whatever you guys have in your town.
or friends.
Yeah, or friends. Stuff like that. And just like remember, if you don't wear it within the month, just get rid of it. It's not worth keeping.
Yeah, if you're worried about keeping things like a dress or a tuxedo, I mean, a dress, some women can keep a dress or two around for special occasions, just in case weddings, funerals, all that kind of stuff. But for guys, you might as well just get rid of it and honestly just rent a cheap tux for the day, or go to Value Village, some kind of discount thrift store. You can always find some dress pants and a jacket and a white shirt. Costs you 20-some bucks, and you just take it back and give it to them when you're done, and consider that like a rental. Something I've been working on for about 5 years is minimalizing, especially clothing. I mean, I come from a background of purchasing extreme amounts of t-shirts. It was a process, slowly giving things away and not realizing, like, yeah, I might like the look of a t-shirt, but I'll never wear it again because it's something I would have worn when I was 16, not when I'm 29. So it's good to just start purging, and that was the hardest part. It was really the clothes for me. The next hardest part is going to be things like little bike parts and things like that. Get rid of the clothes. Get used to wearing the same shirt a couple times a week. Really, you only need 3 t-shirts and 2 pairs of pants. If that, maybe 1 pair of pants, 1 pair of shorts, a couple pairs of socks, underwear, 1-2 pairs of shoes at max, and we're good to go on that.
This is the greatest thing to have, because this way it really makes you buckle down and get rid of things and make sure you get things done by this date. And this way you have this date set. If you're renting from someone, you can give like a month notice and everything, and you're all set to be done by that date and out of your place by that date.
Yeah, a date will with anything, whether it's schooling, moving, changing anything in your life, diets, anything.
Yeah.
Setting a date, it makes it as real can be. When it comes to actually moving, if I go and contact my landlord and tell them I'm moving out on this date, well, guess what? They're probably going to find somebody to replace me, so I need to be out by that date, so there's no backing down, right? So it really pushes you closer to the edge of commitment and less chance of you backing out.
What you can do, say if you're just deciding to do like a summer thing with the van, so you still want to keep your furniture and everything, but maybe you want to get rid of the house, you could rent a storage locker. Those are a little bit more pricey. It's not something we're going to do. Another thing you can do is ask some family or friends if you can store your stuff at their house, if it's kind of minimal things, which is what we're doing.
Might as well sell everything and not pay the storage fees, and then when you want it again later, you just buy another used one or brand new. Is mapping out your vehicle, so whether you're going with a van, a bus, a new RV, an older RV that you want to renovate. What we've done here, as you can see behind us, you'll see probably in a time lapse in this video, probably right now, is laying out the entire floor for beds, benches, countertops, and storage, like all your square footage. But basically you're going to visualize where you're going to be putting drawers, cubbies, doors, to make every little inch count.
It also, it helps you actually see the space that you have, how much room you'll have in your van. So if you're gonna buy a van and you're gonna renovate and gut the whole thing out and then build your things in there, you can see what you have to work with. It's laid out in front of you. So what you can do, you can just do what we did. We researched different types of vans, and you just look up the dimensions for them. And then you just grab some tape. Literally, we just got painter's tape and a tape measure, and you can do it on the floor.
So for example, we're sitting here in a 4'3" van. Technically, we could be sitting in a 4'3" van, which for most people, if you said 4'3", that seems very small. Well, it is if you're trying to stand up in it, and you're a guy like me who's 6'2". But when you're sitting down like we are right now, we have this line drawn. The roof would be up above our heads like this comfortably, so we could easily be on our bench that we have taped out on the ground here. We could be on our laptops with a swing out countertop on our laptops, whatever height we decide to customize it to.
Big thing for us was making sure we had room for the bikes, though.
Oh yeah,
that was
our
massive.
biggest
Trying
thing.
to figure out how much room we were gonna have in the storage underneath the bed in the van for the bikes, and as soon as we got it out on the floor, putting the bikes together and measuring to see how much room we had for storage was awesome.
Yeah, it made a lot more sense visually once we got everything like that taped onto the floor. Because if you're a biker, or mainly bikers I should say, but bikers need a lot of bikes because we love bikes. So we're looking to fit 3 to possibly even 4 bikes tightly squeezed underneath the bed, which would be at this line here. So we would have the bed from here up and the bikes from here down in the storage access from the back door. It
seems low for the bed height of what you can see, but again, you can always put a pop top or a raised roof on your van too.
Yeah, or the other situation, somebody like Dusty Betty, or like ourselves, if you know who Dusty Betty is, you can have a look at her channel and her setup. But basically the van itself would be more like a short-term camping, maybe a month or 2 kind of thing max, like a long road trip where you'd be mountain biking and stuff like that. So you don't necessarily have to sleep in this bed. It's a little easier, but if you're gonna stay somewhere for a few days, you could easily bring a tent and drop it outside, and you'll have plenty of sleeping space. If you think that this is a little claustrophobic, might even get a little hot, if you'd have to wait for the sun to go down for a while to cool it off, and then as soon as you wake up in the morning, the sun's going to be beating down. It's going to heat that van right back up, so you're going to be sweating. You're going to want to get out fast. Or if you sleep outside, now you're going to be a lot fresher air. You're not going to get quite as much of the heat, especially if you can get your tent situated under or near trees for shade. Then you can sleep in a little longer. It's going to be a lot more comfortable in the tent. But if we're traveling through some city, we just want to sleep in a Walmart parking lot, hop out of the driving seats, hop into the back, onto the bed, and we're good for the night.
to do research on vans that have had problems in the future. Like we did research on the Dodge and the Mercedes Sprinter vans.
Most Sprinter vans seem to have issues with them.
Like either like mechanical and engine problems and everything like that. So it's just causing you to fork out more money to fix these repairs when you're on the road, when you just want to be traveling and having fun.
Yeah, so basically instead of dealing with those issues that you may deal with on something that's maybe a little bit more energy efficient as far as the gas mileage goes, you might save money in gas, but you're going to be putting more money and time into sitting around at repair places trying to get your van fixed more often in the middle of nowhere, and needing to stay in hotels and stuff like that because your van's in the shop. You're not sleeping in it. You got to find somewhere else to sleep, right? So now you got to either go camping somewhere while your van's getting fixed, or stay at a hotel, which costs a lot of money. So instead, if you put the money into the gas tank and buy something like a Ford, where Ford was basically made in America, and they have parts for all sorts of different things. There's Ford dealerships, and anyone could fix a regular old Ford van or truck. So you're going to save the time and money on the repairs, but the gas tank's going to take a little bit of that money, but you won't have the inconvenience of trying to sleep in a hotel or tenting when you could be driving down the highway.
So another idea is to put money aside, any extra money you get from your checks, or maybe you're a server like me, so you get tips every single day from serving. Just put them to the side. It will make a big difference when you calculate them up at the end of the month. That can be used for gas. It can be used to put in money for the van, to buy it, and even in the long run, any repairs that come out of the blue that need to be done on the van, you have this extra cash on the side that you've made.
Yeah. The more cash flow you have waiting for problems, the way easier and less stressful everything's going to be, besides the fact that things are breaking. But having the money saved up, it won't cut your trip short. If say you're on an extended journey, you just get it into a repair shop, get it fixed, get out and continue on, versus having to stop your trip right there in the middle of the desert or whatever and turn around and drive all the way home because you're out of money. So that's the last thing you want to do. The other thing, look for local credit cards or credit cards at your bank that do cash back offerings. I just got a new credit card that gives me, for the first 6 months, I get 6% back on gas and 6% back on groceries. And after 6 months, it goes down to 3% back on gas and 3% back on groceries. And that's cash right on your little phone app. So you can do whatever you want with it. You can pay bills. You can put it right on your credit card bill to pay off the credit card. So you're basically you're paying for gas by paying for gas, if that makes sense. So
yeah. So tip number 8, if you have any pets, dogs or cats, you can always bring them with you. In our case, we have a cat, and just keeping them in a van in the summertime isn't going to be good for him. It's too hot, and I don't really agree with doing that.
And we're both allergic to cats.
Yeah, we're both allergic to cats, but we have one. So another idea is to, if you have a family or friends that can take them and just kind of be like a foster parent for the couple months that you're gone, that's a good idea to do too.
Especially if you're doing short term.
Yeah, which is what we're doing. We're gonna be giving our cat to a friend. But definitely you can bring your pets with you if you have air conditioning. Another thing I read just the other day is that they have a cooling mat for your pets. So in hot situations, you just have this cooling mat that keeps them cool in the summertime.
Do you plug it in or do you freeze it?
I'm not
sure.
I'm not sure about that, but they have them pretty cheap on Amazon. I think for $20 or $30.
Link in the description. If you just click on that link and go ahead and buy yourself 10.
They're good. 10. They're good for dogs. They're good for cats. If you do bring your cat along, just make sure you have cold water and food for them, and you can keep the air on or the little fan on for them too. A camper trailer is good to have. You don't necessarily have to have it. You can stick with just the van.
And they come in all different shapes and sizes, even as small or smaller than a van itself.
Yeah, exactly. But we are deciding to possibly go with the camper trailer, just because it has the necessities of more space and room. We realized a van would be too small for us.
Mainly because of the bikes.
Yeah.
If you weren't a biker, if you were a mountain climber or rock climber or
Just wanted to travel.
a runner, and
Yeah.
I wanted to travel, you could easily
Oh,
live
yeah.
in a van, especially
Yeah.
a single guy or girl.
Yeah.
It's just when you get into couples with pets, with mountain bikes and road bikes,
Yeah.
a van just is not going to cut it unless you have $150,000
Yeah.
or more.
So for the camper, like, it has everything we need. Like, we did some research, and what a lot of people in vans said is that they wish they put in a toilet. That was their main thing, even though you can
And
go
a shower.
in bushes and everything. Yeah, so having a camper definitely includes the bathroom, like the shower and the toilet. It gives you more space. And also, what we were looking into for a big van like a ProMaster is just right now it doesn't fit our budget. So, you know, a cheap little $2,500 van and almost like a $5,000 little camper
Can
is,
easily get you going.
oh yeah, is perfect for us right now.
Yeah. Well, we're probably going to be more than that
Yeah.
on the trailer side.
Yeah.
But because again, back to the money thing with the van. If you know Hannah and Havana, hers is set up with the pop top, solar panels. It's pretty much decked out to the nines. But she's asking like $45,000 American cash, probably.
Yeah.
So not a lot of people have, $50,000 Canadian in cash to be dropping down on a van to live in. So we're kind of have to go the cheaper route. But the other thing with the trailer, I like for the mountain biking scene and the kind of community I'm trying to build for myself. And for both of us, even females obviously are welcome as well into our community. But I'd like to have people that come and even stay with us, or we'll have things like the kitchen table that we'll be able to turn into a bed, like my great friend Jerry. He's always traveling, mountain biking all over, so if he could even get on a bus and come meet us in the middle of nowhere, or fly out to Vancouver and meet up with us, he can easily stay on our table for a couple weeks or whatever without it getting too close and uncomfortable, because you're never going to fit 3 people living in a van unless it was maybe a small child.
Also, it makes it easier for detaching. So if we want to go for a ride and hit some trails or something, we can leave the camper at the campsite, or even we're like Walmart parking lot or something, or in the middle of nowhere. We can detach and leave it there, and we know it will be fine. And we can just take the van and go up the mountains. This way, we're not dragging that extra weight, spending more money on gas, and it's a lot easier to get up those mountain highways and everything and maneuver around them, especially if they're kind of tight. And it's a lot easier in the long run to do it that way.
Yeah, and even if you had to, again, back to the storage thing, I don't know what the Vancouver downtown RV storage people are asking per month, but you may be able to find somebody on Craigslist, or just kind of head out into the country a little bit. Say we wanted to go from here down to the United States, we could park it, again, maybe a month or two. You may pay $100 a month for rental.
The camper trailer, basically, it's going to allow more space, toilets, showers. The only real downside to there's about 2 things I would say are downfalls of the trailer. One is just driving around cities and trying to park it, doing like parallel parking in front of a cafe or something. It ain't happening. You need to find drive-through parking spaces or just easy places to park the thing. The second thing would be if you're not willing to kind of put in kind of work, some people would consider it work, then you're going to have to stay at places like campsites to hook up to a constant water source and a constant black water source or sewer source, as well as a power source. So you can't just park a motorhome in a Walmart, an RV or trailer, or even some motorhomes, in a Walmart parking lot and expect to live there forever, because if you want to use the toilet function and the shower function of your RV, those tanks are going to fill up and you need to empty them. There's lots of apps out there that show you where you can dump your water. Sometimes there's a fee with that. But also things like Wi-Fi, they have local showers. But campsites can really They can be a great thing, especially if you're with a family. You want to entertain kids. They got arcades, hot tubs, swimming pools, parks, all that stuff for kids. If it's just a young couple like ourselves, then we can go kind of more the off the grid route where we find the places to just to dump the water, the black water and the gray water.
And then just find places that have Wi-Fi.
And then find, local places like work and cafes, friends' houses, stuff like that you meet along the way, where you can hopefully use their Wi-Fi to upload videos if you're into uploading videos like we are.
A lot of Walmarts have free Wi-Fi too, so that you can get to the parking lots. Walmart and I think it was McDonald's and I think was it
Home Depot.
Rona?
Home Depot and Lowe's, or was it?
It was
Rona?
Lowe's. It was Lowe's.
Lowe's and Home Depot, he said.
Yeah, one of those ones. They have you can get Wi-Fi there too.
Right in the parking lot
Yeah.
in your camper. So
There you
if
go.
you need to hang out for a few hours, or again park the trailer and park it somewhere, lock it, head out in your van, let your videos upload, go for a bike ride. Life is good. So yeah, if we meet locals from all around, or people want to come out and ride with us to support the channel and Patreon and everything like that, then we'd love to have some people stay the night with us. So again, we'll have extra tents. We'll also have a bed for them to stay in. But to get back to what I was saying, is the really big campers, they're just built for so many people that we just found it was too much waste of space. Like, these things are set up to sleep like 8 to 10 people sometimes. And for us, it's just like all these random empty beds that just doesn't make sense for us. So we can save a lot of money by shortening the trailer. It's going to be a little lighter. We're not going to have all these beds that just become random storage gatherers. We can keep it minimal, but still have a bed for friends that come over, and then we still have a table to work on, but we don't have like a crazy amount of space and seating for 2 people.
And a lot of times this is very new, so you can get overwhelmed by planning and
Numbers.
crunching the numbers of my big worry is running out of money while traveling. But a good thing is just to take a deep breath and maybe put it away for a couple days or even a week if you have to, and go back and look at it with fresh eyes, because you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to get stressed. But you just have to think of the big picture in the end, and that it's going to be an exciting adventure that you're going to go on.
So find your balance, and I hope you guys like this video.
So we wish you luck with your planning and going on your adventure with your van, and maybe we'll meet up on the road sometime.
Yeah, so stay tuned to this channel, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to meet all you guys, check out your campers and vans and all your different setups. And we'll definitely show your guys' channels off on our channel, and vice versa. I'd love to do all that meetup stuff. And we'll have a craft beer, see what happens.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, guys.
Guys, see you later.